What's going on, y'all? It's yours truly, the Ryo Sakurai here. Another nostalgia critic reaction. This one is requested by who requested this? My dude Marty McFly. How you doing, sir? Thank you for requesting for me to do this. This is Nostalgia Critics top 11 TV show intros. Now this is gonna be good, I hope. Without further ado, let's look into this.
Hello, I'm the Nostalgia Critic. Guy remembered, so you don't have to. What is it about a good TV show intro that just gets you hyped up? It's almost a dying art. A lot of shows will just show a title card, hell, if even that, and be done with it. But with those that know the importance of it, a lot of work is put in. The intro to a show is like a trailer for your product, and years of advertising have made it clear that that's pretty damn essential. From the music, to the visuals, to the explanation of what you're about to see, it has to be the best representation you can put out there.
Exactly.
And we're gonna look at the best of them here today. Now there are a few limitations here. First off, I'm only doing American shows. The reason? Well, if we include Japan in there, they'd all win.
Right.
Also, not just going for the catchiest theme, and it has to be more than just some clips thrown together. A lot of it has to be created for the opening. The song, the visuals, and just how much it gets you hyped up to see the show. With that said, let's take a look and see which 11 incorporated these qualities the most. Why 11? Because I like to go one step beyond. So, sit back and enjoy the top 11 best TV show intros.
Here we go.
Number 11. Jonny Quest, The Real Adventures. A clever little send-up to the 60s cartoon, this 90s reboot did a good job at keeping the retro feel while also updating it with some modern touches. True, it does seem rather simplistic, just flying through a CG backdrop of green lines while images from the show play.
Don't care.
It's how uniquely they display them.
Right.
If it was only clips edited together, it wouldn't be as interesting, but here, flying past them in a seemingly interactive landscape,
it was dope.
It suddenly brings everything to life.
It was dope as crap. That made me watch that show.
The music also does great at building up the adrenaline.
Yes,
it
does.
To those opening notes.
I so enjoyed this one
It's like
Monday morning,
Terminator and Batman.
And I was sick and whatnot. This just popped on. I was like, yes.
Really, kind of 80s cheese.
Let me go to sleep watching this.
If 80s shows had this kind of technology and music at the time, it probably looked very similar. The only thing that bothers me is, unlike Batman, where it's revealed what it is you've been flying through during the credits, this one tries to do so too, but what the hell is it? Was it a virtual reality petri dish? Is it a canyon if Wile E. Coyote was in the Matrix?
It didn't matter to me.
Lasered scrambled eggs behind your logo. What does that have to do with anything?
I loved it.
Well, it's still a pretty cool intro to get you prepared for some really cool adventures.
I didn't care. I loved it.
Number 10. Jack of all trades. How did I never hear of this show? This is totally off the wall. In the vein of the enjoyably corny escapades of Hercules and Xena,
I feel like this came on after
an adventure series set in the 19th
some type of show.
Bruce Campbell as a kind of Zorro/Scarlet Pimpernel
was this on
action hero. It's as
Fox
silly
or
as
whatnot?
It sounds, and it doesn't hide it in the least.
I feel like
While this
it
intro
was.
does show some clips from the show, its effort in staging a fully choreographed musical number more than makes up for it.
Why do I get the feeling this came on after cartoon shows or before the cartoon shows popped on?
It's like something out of a Disney production.
I remember
Even
this.
Disney wouldn't quite
this
go
intro.
this
Yes,
silly.
I do.
But that's part of what makes it so unique and bizarre.
I watched this one show. It was one episode I watched of this.
Ridiculous this all is. But it looks like they're having such a great time, we kind of get sucked in right along with them.
Yeah.
I don't know who thought this up, but you don't see many live-action intros quite like this.
You don't.
Although maybe for good reason, seeing how it only lasted 2 seasons, but it's still amazingly fun.
Yeah, back then, some shows didn't last that long.
And cheerfully asking
sadly.
us to join in.
Damn right.
Number 9. Peewees Playhouse. This intro has a little bit
Yeah, I
of
remember
everything.
that too.
Live action, puppets, stop motion, and of course, our terrifying grandmaster of batshit insanity. What's so funny about this intro is not only how long it is, ranking in at 2.5 minutes, where most show
Yeah, it
intros
was
only have
long.
30 seconds, but the first half is surprisingly laid back. It's almost like a soothing vacation in a fantasy land.
That was the part I enjoyed about the intro. The animation and stuff like that. Now that's the thing I liked about some cartoon shows that have that intro.
Adding to the random madness is the fact that Cyndi Lauper is the singer of the song. Yeah, not even kidding. They got Cyndi Lauper to do that voice. It makes no fucking sense. But that's also part of what's so fun about it. It's surreal, energized, and will make you question what the hell you drank today.
Yeah.
It's crazy fun as only Pee Wee Herman can supply. Number 8. Bucky OHare. This is another show I didn't really see much of growing up, but by God, I wish I did.
Me
What
too.
the hell is all this? I mean, I get the basics, some sort of space bunny stopping evil toads from taking over the universe, justifiably silly enough, but Jesus
It looks like I would have
Christ, look
enjoyed
at all
it.
this.
Captain Bucky OHare, he goes when no ordinary rabbit would dare.
It's like Mad Max, Furry Road. It's just a rush
Yeah.
of violence and fucking crazy imagery.
Bucky, Captain Bucky
My type of show.
OHare, mutants and aliens and toads beware.
Look at how fast it goes. There's no way to keep track of all of it.
Yeah.
Hence, you'd have to come back to the show just to see what you missed getting blowed up in the opening. You practically have to pause it goes so fast.
And the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of him.
And I swear to God, that's Chris Rock's voice doing the singing.
Really?
Looking for adventure, well this is it. With Jenny, Deadeye, Blinky, and Willie do it. I said, Bucky.
I want to sing about a character who's got a It's not even really that long, but when you're done, you feel like you've gone through a war. You feel like you survived one of those Tank Girl, Earthworm Jim, Resident Evil apocalypses. With a bunny.
With a freaking
Yeah, we're
bunny.
still fit into any of those. Definitely an intro to get whatever color your alien blood is pumping.
Bucky, Captain Bucky OHare. You say Bucky, I said Bucky, Bucky OHare. Let's croak us some toads.
That's croaking some toads.
Number 7. X-Men. Aside from the awesome guitar work, there's just something to how grand and huge the imagery is. It really looks like something out of those classic 80s Marvel comics. Flying through space,
That was the
laser
point.
beams everywhere,
In stereo. In
strange
stereo.
obsession with the color yellow. It still feels huge. Even the letter X, it's such a cool looking letter. That's why they throw it in the middle of the ocean and have it explode. Because it's the letter X, and X is cool. Seeing their names fly by each character as they display their powers
that was
and fight
dope.
off evildoers, how can you not get excited
Right.
about this? I should also include the Japanese intro for the show, which is even more amazing. And yeah, I know what you're thinking. Wait, I thought you said no Japanese titles. Well, it turns out it was so good that they actually put it at the end of the American end credits.
They
So
did.
it counts. God, how can you not get the chills every time you hear that bell? It's
That
the
made
bell
me
that says
love this
your
show,
homework is
man.
done, even if it's not. There is only X-Men now. We
I
have
love
that
the
cool
crap
ladder
out that show
exploding in
because
the
of this
ocean.
intro.
Your ass is ours. Ending with an army of enemies rushing toward an army of heroes with civilians.
Oh, I
backing in
love
the
that
middle.
part.
How can this not get you jacked up?
Yes.
X-Men is a kick-ass show. Now you know.
Oh, I've been there.
Number 6. Fresh Prince of BelAir. Okay, this might not be as epic in, say, drama or action, but come on, who doesn't know every lyric to this intro and sing along whenever it's mentioned?
Exactly.
In West Philadelphia,
Born and raised.
on the playground
Home of my days.
It's a perfect representation of the show. It's silly, it's over the top, it's kid-friendly, but not insultingly so. It's colorful, it's creative, and it's a complete time capsule to the late 80s and early 90s.
Yep.
She gave me a kiss and then she gave me my ticket. I put my Walkman on and said I might as well kick it.
But the funny thing is, just like Demolition Man, engulfing it in its time period surprisingly made it more timeless. It is so in your face and unapologetic in its goofiness that it gives it its own sense of fun that people can laugh and enjoy at any time. You can be a grown adult or a little kid and still get the same amount of joy from this.
Right.
I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8 and I yelled to the cabbie, yo home, smell you later. Looked at my kingdom, I was finally there to sit on my throne as the Prince of BelAir.
One of the few instances of a TV intro being both dated and timeless all at the same time.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down.
Number 5.
About to say, where the music at?
The Twilight Zone /
yeah.
The Outer Limits. Not only do both of these shows have similar premises, but they also have the same goal with their intro.
To me, it
Make
was
you
very
feel like
eerie.
you're being teleported.
Yeah.
And through very simple means, they pull it off. Who doesn't know those famous 4 notes from the Twilight Zone? Hell, anytime something weird happens, people still hum those 4 notes. The effects in the opening have never been that great, but they were so surreal and matched Rod Serling's brilliant writing and narration. Despite how fake it looked, you really felt like you were entering a different realm.
Oh,
of
I didn't
reality.
care how faked it
Almost like
looked.
you were
It
being
was
put in a
it was
trance.
nice.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination. You're moving into a land of both shadow and substance, of things and ideas. You've just crossed over into the Twilight Zone.
Outer Limits is even more minimal in its approach. All you're looking at most of the time is just a line. But again, the writing and the tone suck you into a different world.
Right.
Only this time it seems a bit more like a hostage situation. You're under the control of whoever is talking to you on the television set.
There is nothing wrong with your television set. We are controlling transmission. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear.
Imagine seeing
God.
this for the first
Now
time
that
back then.
gave
It
me
would probably
chills.
catch you a little off your guard.
Right.
You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind to the outer limits.
Wow, these are the most eloquent and abstract terrorists I've ever seen. Both knew how to take you into an altered state of being, and each one is still remembered years later for doing it so well. It was the perfect tone to an uncomfortable
It
night
gave me
of
chills,
dimension
bro.
jumping.
It honestly did.
Number 4. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah, you knew I had to put this one on
Of
there.
course you
Only
had
an intro
to.
this awesome could get you so pumped for something as crazily titled as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The animation here is so good.
It really
the
is.
shadows, the light particles, the motion, it makes something so silly seem incredibly badass.
This makes me want to
While
binge
Not
watch
forgetting to include the silly stuff too.
He's a radical rapper.
that bunny,
Few seasons later, they changed up
Captain
the
Bucky
intro,
OHare and this
while
show.
Not bad, and you could definitely argue it more adequately fit the silly tone. It wasn't nearly half as good. This just felt like an action thrill ride. It's still hard for me not to go apeshit whenever I hear that opening guitar.
Right.
Yeah! Oh, sorry. Everybody looks amazing in it, everybody moves amazing in it, and I still don't know how they make that weird high-pitched sound when they say heroes in a half shell. How do
It
you
was a-
duplicate that? I don't know if you can.
It
It's
was
just
a
so
different
perfectly
time, man.
bizarre.
It was
The
a
city
different
looks
time.
fantastic, the angles are
That's what
beyond
made this
cool,
thing
the
so
song is
good.
catchy as all royal hell. Even if you're not a Turtle fan, nobody can deny the awesomeness of this opening.
You better not deny it.
Cowabunga-tasticoso. Man, dude.
Turtles, the half shell, turtle power.
Number 3.
Thundercats. Yes.
By far, the best part of any Thundercats episode was always the intro.
Yes, it
And don't get me
was.
wrong,
Speak
I'm mostly
speak
indifferent to
truth,
the show.
Doug.
I don't love it, I don't hate it,
Thunder.
but even the most
Thunder.
diehard fans can tell
Thundercats.
the difference between the incredible opening animation and the downgraded animation of the rest of the show. It's impossible not to get excited for this. I mean,
Right.
look at that imagery.
Look at the way it's
Swords,
going,
lasers,
like-
explosions, people running at the speed of light, monsters staring off into the distance. The fact that Snarf only gets 1 second of screen time, it does everything right.
Yes.
The song and its guitar work is pure 80s awesome.
It was so
Every time you
good.
say
It was so
thunder,
good.
Thunder, thunder, you can't help but get more
And that's
energized
part of the
with every
reason
breath.
why the remake show of this
It's a
didn't
word
do
you
so good
can't
because they
say
didn't
3 times without getting more
put
excited.
this doggone
Thunder,
intro
thunder,
show
Thunder! See, you can't do it.
in that
Look at how
show.
the camera follows them. I mean, yeah, I know there's technically no camera following them, but the way it's animated, it feels like there is. You feel like you're running right along with Chitara. You feel like you're doing flips with Lion-O.
Right.
It's a freaking blast. It keeps the energy high and the excitement building. What else can you say but Thundercats?
It really felt like he was whooping ass with them. Thundercats. Love that freaking show.
Number 2.
Number 2, here we go.
Tales from the Crypt.
Oh,
You might think
Jesus,
it's weird
yes.
at putting this so high up
Yeah.
when really it seems like a glorified house tour, but literally, from the first frame, this intro is dripping with gothic amazing. Look at the size and scale of it all. Look at the attention to detail. Just feel the atmosphere oozing through every second.
I felt
of
like
film.
somebody was
It
pulling
doesn't
me
need
through that
characters,
whole
writing,
dungeon and
or
taking me
even
down
any
to the crypt.
explanation. It's just a gothic tour with some gothic imagery. The lightning, the cobwebs,
Like
the
somebody was really
creaking doors,
pulling
the
me
different colors
to
of
that house
shadow.
and taking
Yeah,
me down
there's
to
actually different colors
the
of shadow
crypt.
here, going from blue to
Just
brown
showing
to
me.
orange to red. It surprisingly films the darkness in Technicolor.
And I was like, oh God, here we go with this
The
show.
music is pitch perfect. Composer Danny Elfman writes a both kind of silly but also kind of creepy theme that carries the bombastic size of any epic ghost story.
I enjoyed it, honestly. Even though when I was a little kid, I was scared to death of it.
They do so much by doing nothing but showing a house. Really think about that. Think about how huge, creative, and cryptic they come off simply by showing you this place.
Right.
It's amazing what they can do with such a simple concept.
The only thing that made
and of
me
course, it's all building up to our big
jump
payoff.
scare was this part.
Tales from the Crypt.
And then there's nothing but terrible puns from there.
It's your old pal, the Big Scarehuna.
Well played. Even if you thought the show was hit and miss, the introduction always made you happy you clicked on the channel. It's dark, brooding, and has just the right amount of goofy creep. It's dead on arrival in the best way possible.
Tales from the Crypt.
And the number 1 TV
What's number
show
one?
intro is
Of course, he had to. He simply had to.
What the hell can I say
He
about it?
simply
It's
had to,
just
and I'm proud that he
amazing.
did. Yes.
Every frame could be hung on a wall. Every image is something insane and awesome.
I
And when
remember
you run
5
it all
o'clock
together,
or 6
it's
o'clock this
literally
came on, and I was like,
figuratively
yo,
a roller coaster.
let's go.
No, honestly, they put you on a roller coaster in the open. Look at how much they're throwing at you. It's an onslaught of creativity. both
It really
visually and
is. It
musically.
really
With
was.
once again, Danny Elfman doing the music. And doesn't it sound fucking great?
I loved it. I loved it, man. Oh, it was so good. I'm sorry, it was so good.
The show itself was just as strange. Not really super funny, but not really super disappointing either. It's just kind of its own weird thing.
I
There's an
liked it.
excuse to
I
be
like weird.
extremely
That's
odd,
the only thing with me. I like weird stuff.
And the intro perfectly represented that. It so enjoyed how totally off the wall and nuts it was that you wanted to admire its confidence rather than question its motives. The show didn't make a whole lot of sense, but with an opening like this, you didn't care.
Right,
You
who
just
cares?
felt
Who
that this
gives
was
a
the kind of
damn?
oddities this show was constantly gonna give you and enjoy giving you. And it made no apologies for it.
And I'm so glad they didn't
It
apologize.
sucks
I
you
loved
in on
it.
this incredible descent into both a fantasy and a nightmare both at the same time. While the first opening is good and captures the crazy spirit of the show, the second one is where shit really gets off the chain. Just look at this. All they have to do is animate him coming up from the ground, but even that's done to an absolute extreme. Watch it in slow-mo. It's amazing the motion and detail they put into it.
Yeah.
And all in such an incredible speed. I won't hold my hands up while watching this. It's such a rush.
I loved it.
There's one moment where they even capture free falling. Look at this. I don't know how they do it, but they create the same sensation of going over a hill on a roller coaster that they do going into this tent. I've never seen an opening of a show do that. There's some damn incredible talent at work in this 30 seconds.
It really was.
When it's done, you feel like you have to take a breath. It's just incredible. It's the ultimate, crazy, unbelievably surreal ride any show that wants to get you excited for should have. God bless every batshit crazy moment of it.
Right. Respect to Beetlejuice, the cartoon show. Respect.
I'm the Nostalgia Critic. I remember it so you don't have to.
Like, honestly, that's the main reason why cartoon shows back then made me really enjoy cartoon shows now, and that's actually the reason why everyone likes Adventure Time. You cannot deny this. The theme song for Adventure Time, especially of Steven Universe, was the thing that made you was one of the things that made you like both of those shows, especially Adventure Time. Like, Adventure Time, come on, grab your friends, we're going to very distant lands. Like, even though it was short, people still love that. I do. I still loved it. But anyway, that's my whole take on all of this. That like, this is one of the reasons why I loved old school TV shows. And that's probably the reason why y'all wanted me to watch this. But anyway, I'm going to get up out. Thank you guys so much for watching this. If you guys did, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And if you are newly subscribed, hello. My name is Ryo Sakurai, and welcome to the Sakurai clan. As such, this has been me, and I'm going to get up out. Sorry, I almost...
Hello, hello.